Hello, today we are going to work on graphing inequality basics. So there's a couple of things we need to know before we learn how to graph. One is that solutions make inequalities true. So when I plug in numbers for the variable, it should make this statement true. Also, we need to know that the less than and greater than symbol use an open circle at the number, and that a greater than or equal to and less than or equal to symbol use the closed circle. Because these represent I can also be equal to my number, so I have to use closed because shading represents solutions. And less than and greater than do not include your end points. You go right up to the number but not actually equal it. So if we take a look at the first example, this says x is less than 3. So if we think about some numbers that are less than 3, we can come up with a few like 0, 2, 1, -3. These are all possible solutions for x is less than 3. So in order to graph them, we need to first start with a number line. We can center it around 3 and put some numbers that are greater than and less than it. So to the right of 3 is 4, 5, and to the left would be something like 2 and 1. So I go right up to 3. I'm going to use an open circle because I'm not equal to it. Okay, I'm just less than it. And then I have to shade using an arrow in the direction where all of my possible solutions are. So my possible solutions are all to the left of 3. Again, I can double check. 2 is less than 3. 1 is also less than 3. Some non-solutions would be like 5. 5 less than 3, well, that's not true. So that's a false statement, which is why I shouldn't have shaded it because it's not a solution. So I can move on to number 2. X is greater than or equal to -3. Once again, I'm going to create a number line. To the right of -3 is -2 and -1, since 0 is over here somewhere. And to the left is -4, -5. I'm going to draw a closed circle at -3. And now shade in the direction of my solutions, which is to the right. You can also use a helpful hint as if you are in standard form. So if you have your variable, symbol, number, this symbol almost points and makes an arrow. And that points in the direction that you should shade, which is to the right. So for number 3, we have m is less than or equal to 0. So I'll put 0 in the middle. To the right are my positive integers, 1 and 2, and to the left are my negatives. I'm going to use a closed circle, once again because this says less than or equal to, meaning I can equal 0. And then everybody below him, so to the left. And I shade, because shading represents solutions. So I can create some true and some false statements. So something true would be -2 is less than or equal to 0. That's true. -1 is less than or equal to 0. That's true. Let's pick something crazy because this arrow represents an infinite amount of solutions to the left. So I can pick something like -1,000, and that is also less than or equal to 0. So something false would be 2. Is 2 less than or equal to 0? No, that's false, which is why I did not shade it. And something crazy to the right would be 1,000 less than or equal to 0. That is also false. But now let's figure out if 0 is less than or equal to 0. Well, it's not less than, but it is equal to, so that's why this is a true statement, and I wound up shading the circle, okay, and using a closed circle. We take a look at the fourth example. 5 is greater than x. I cannot graph it in this manner easily, so instead I'm going to flip everything around and put it into standard form. So I'm almost reading it backwards. So my x should be first, Then I'm gonna have my symbol, which this is pointing to X, so it should point to X in this direction as well. And then my 5 on the other side. So I literally rotate everything around. I put X first, I put 5 last, and that makes my symbol rotate as well. Now I can graph it. I'm gonna put 5 in the middle, 6 and 7 to the right, 4 and 3 to the left, open circle, shade, left. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.